and now was papa say adope wajebre na wotie mamini the executive director at the Masem say any enkomo about the gold for oil deal. Now former president John Dramani Mahama is promising say obe probi sa particular policy because the essence in here as the reflectiveness abba form say yen impact ni Ben, good morning saying Pacho peja oni mu kakrama me wa menton.
Good morning, Minia.
Bibia boko there. Okay. Now, first off, the edika, gold for oil, no. I mean, the intended purpose in here, such an arrangement, has it been achieved by the entire implementation yet me I go through so far?
That's Minia. The edika, the gold for oil policy, has no direct purpose and objective. It didn't get any direct policy target or benchmark and policy in per se achieve. And I think that government communicators Obia or seniority program as a far. Target it was to stabilize the cedi against the dollar. Binum target it was to keep prices of petroleum products lower. So say it was an avenue for Bank of Ghana to store a lot of gold, be able to make trade off to stabilize our city. We have a lot of targets of be asset because black policy initiatives, and I think the Vice President Okano try without a policy direction. And Okano Chane was there, Minister of Finance, Minister of Energy, and two MP, it was somebody be out. So 2022 ending Okasa statement, Japan Mesa had a different position on it as a former Deputy Minister of Energy. Another former Deputy Minister of Energy, who is now the current Minister of Finance, also had a different position on it. MPA itself, at that time, also had a different position on this whole gold for oil policy. So on 23rd February, and I buying the document, that is the policy guidelines for gold for oil. And now the policy now, not incidentally target to be achieved. But what I've realized from the gold for oil I think that any call for probing is a good call. And they say the gold for oil rather made some individuals rich rather than the state. The Indian makers and they say okay, gold for oil before gold for oil na Bank of Ghana Emma BDC for about their 80% or 90% of dollars or more pay their import to petroleum products into the country. At that time, not dollar boy, but still, not the Bank of Ghana to supply about 80% of the dollar needed to import products. At that time, fuel bonds were German, so but still Bank of Ghana no to me Emma. A back goes for oil and the buy and the Bank of Ghana the dollar now the BDC for some of our import products from about 80% to 20%. And even the last quarter of 2022, Ghana had to go for oil and yes, but now Bank of Ghana achieved about 18% of their import cover. The Bank of Ghana and say, "What's the size scanning in our boss? Or size scanning in our boss? Any goil, which are state-owned entities, and they say, or more than Fankra products, Nemra. And the boss became a major player or a trader now on go energy, or Mokamo, Obama, or Mutin import almost 40% of the industry. You hear say you consume Okruma, no import to 40% energy Bakruma. 40% of more import to the Bakruma, na Bank of Ghana, dollar no abo for cheaper dollar. My BDC for the no more cheaper dollars because no more only about 18% of what they need to import into the country. Into Bank of boss any well. Every year Maku Libya, especially the subsidiary of Guel and Go Energy, because at that time they were getting cheaper dollars to import products. Boss was getting cheaper dollars to import products. However, on the market, Boss they were selling the price almost the same as in the BDC for so air ton, right? And now Minuka say it didn't cry at the products now or Muntimintia Honka.
So BDCs, right?
Yeah, Boss. No, I mean Boston.
Boston itself. Okay.
Yes. $1 cheap to import the products Boston Go Energy at the products our on credit. Or my products may be on credit, better than the Muntimintia Honka. So, come here, say $1 na Bank of Ghana, Edema Boss, any go energy on Pamportano. Maybe they were using it for other purposes because Crown benefited from this particular gold for oil. And the products on the market were very, very expensive. And they bought them on the market. Boston also any go for oil dollars, not also the product on the market as a trader, no, were also very, very expensive. Go for oil, it didn't achieve any purpose, but I think that people underground, no, it make a lot of money out of this whole policy.
Because so does it necessarily cause you be probe the entire policy?
Yes, I think the policy probation there was started from MPA. It was started from Mustafa Hamid because when the implementation of the policy began, no, they decided say your OMCs be a beton product, no, boss beton product na more. They decided say your OMC be a beton product, gold for oil product na amasa OMC. So what was the intention behind selecting some few OMCs to sell the product to them? A honomono, Sikadibi, and as a mitimaka there is an exchange or maybe interest being we selected few to give them the product. Now, I selected few AMA products, no. At the same time, these few no more benefiting from the gold for oil so-called policy, no. We're still selling the products the same price as will be on Wakocha free BDC, private BDC, or $1 on the boarding. So at the end of the day, the gold for oil didn't yield the necessary results. A yield. But I also know that because the policy didn't have a purpose, didn't have an objective, they just brought it in to benefit some few individuals within the industry, whilst other industry collapse. And for that matter, Necra make us a BDC for the donor collapse because it's $1 some of the crap product. But Boss and Go Energy, we're getting cheaper dollars to import product. At the end of the day, Boss and Go Energy did not make the necessary revenue here to stabilize our economy. Boss and Go Energy did not make the necessary revenue here even pay some dividends to their investors.
Now, finally, Mijao na wako now. We are told coming into the next week, full on the board from Kakra. Pricing windows, saying.
I think that full and crown this week I was sending board adding. I think maybe the bonum cost through because of some competition in the industry, especially from some of the smaller OMCs now. Almost that retail outlets and also they are giving a tougher competition to the bigger OMCs and yes, Anka this week, ANRA, which is 16th, no, it was Anka born cost because in BDC for 14 Ghana cities, 10 pesos, even 14 Ghana cities, 25 pesos, and a 30 price of fuel. And I believe we are still in the depreciating ourselves born cost. We are still expecting that fuel prices will increase because the city.
So it will rather increase and not a decrease.
Yes, so anyone who mentions say fuel price will decrease, may be looking at the figures based on the international market trend. Say yes, most of the products, about an average of 5% decrease on the international market. But what 5% decrease on the international market, and if you look at the depreciation of the cedi in these current terms, it will erode the 5% decrease on the international market to even increase the price of petroleum products locally. Yeah, expect to say fuel bobo cost. Say from there, I don't think so. Maybe the best they can do for us because of the competition is to keep prices the same way they are. But yes, fuel price I will say cost.
Very well. Ben, Adope, I'm grateful for your time.
All right.
Thank you. And to Executive Director for Sensor and Amineno at the Nkomono Center for Environmental and Sustainable Energy, speaking to us, Anope, on the sidelines of the air course within a year energy sector. Ninjano has to do with a year the exchange rate related matters and issues about up so far 50 after 8.